But we're working with Seed Bead Kit 100. That's what we're working with tonight. So you would get these beautiful, beautiful beads that Jules has picked out. So Toho's, really good brand. And I believe the colors have slightly changed since I received this, but in very similar colors. So you would receive the bead packs. You would receive the end cap piece, some needles. Oop, there's another. In a cute little bag, and access to the design. These are also available if you buy the small or large Wisdom Warrior. They come with the warriors. So, yeah.
Super pretty.
So that's what we're giving away at the end of the show. And now we will hop over to Trish here.
All right, let me get my camera first here where we need it. I'm just going to turn you dark there for a minute, guys, so I don't make anybody seasick.
Sorry. I'll come back while we're waiting for Trish. I know. Facebook user, yes, yummy. So don't forget, if you're on Facebook, you need to give Facebook permission so we can see your name, or at least comment with your name so we can say hi to you.
Get this where we want it, guys. Sorry, I just have one camera here, so that's how we have to do it. But it works out all right.
Yeah, Shelly, we're excited to be able to give away these beads to you guys tonight, too. We're really excited.
I'm gonna get just a smidge further, guys. There we go.
We are shy one of our friends tonight. So...
Yeah, Joan could not be with us tonight, but hopefully everything works out for her and she'll be back soon.
Yeah. Hey, Debbie. So I will try my best to catch things. I will put in while Trish talks to you. So take it away, Trish.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to show you this pattern on the original loom. Amber is working hers on the Wisdom Warrior, which both are great in their own ways. So I'm just going to show you because I use the original a lot, and also I work from the bottom on patterns, and I'm going to give you an idea just on how I do it. So it's something different than the usual. So we have our beautiful pattern. Here's a little glance at it. I know my camera's kind of low, but that gives you the idea there. And what I do is as I'm working my rows, I mark them off. So now then when I start over, I'll start up this side marking, so I know where I am. This comes from me working like really in-depth patterns. The one I'm working on right now is actually a rose bracelet that has the delicas in it. So it is like eye crossing. So I developed this habit. Or you can just take a little piece of paper or something to keep track of everything. So that is our pattern. And I have all of our beautiful beads laid out on this gorgeous bead board that Jules created. And here are, again, the example for the colors. Just gorgeous. And so we're going to start with our row here. Let me get this up, guys. I really think we need to elevate it a smidge bit. You know a smidge bit, don't you, Amber?
Just a smidgen.
There we go. Just a smidgy poo. All right, guys. So
that's looking lovely there, Trish. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm just going to move our beads up a little bit. And so my next row is showing me to pick up 3 blue. And these tiny beads just take me a minute to pick up, guys. So that happens. All right. This turquoise bead, it has like an AB finish on it. It's so gorgeous. And then one of the lighter beads. You'll have to bear with me. It's like watching paint dry, I know, when I'm picking beads up. So there's 1, 2, and 3 for the blue. Okay, so I've got my beads on my needle. All right, and I'm just going to, this is how I do it. I push all of my beads down. I don't want my thread underneath my loom, that's for sure. I push all my beads down, And then I take my needle underneath and I pull my string through my fingers like so. And then I will take the seed beads and push them up through the wildfire like so. Okay. You can see that completed that triangle for us. And then just as usual, we're going to go through the beads. And again, we always stress this, but I shall stress it again. Make sure that when you're putting your needle through, that it runs across the top of the threads. Because if you drop a bead, you know, you'll have to go back and redo it or just live with it. So I recommend, Amber always says you can see the little bit of metal between the beads. This one's really hard because of the 11-O's and how close they are together, but that's always what you want to look for is the metal. You can see the needle between the beads a little bit when you take it across. Okay. And then I just pull like so. Easy peasy. All right. So out comes my pen and I mark my row. This is what old ladies do, you know? All right, so the next one is going to be starting with the beautiful auburn beads. I know you can't see the others, so let me try to stick this here so you can get a concept on what I'm talking about, guys, as I'm doing it. This beautiful auburn color is what we're going to be picking up next. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue beads. Now you got to keep in mind, before the Jewel Loom, I wouldn't even look at seed beads. I was one of those people that I completely swore off of using seed beads. I hated them. Anytime anybody would mention them, I'd stick my tongue out. And I just hated them. And since I have started using the Jewel Loom, I have invested in quite a few seed beads at this point. So it's opened a whole nother door for me to be able to, you know, use the seed beads and actually enjoy it. And then we're just going to pick up one more auburn bead. Because there's so much you can do with the loom. I just feel more confident using the loom versus doing the stitching that a lot of the ladies do, where they do the seed beading and they're just stitching. They're building, in my mind, it looks like they're building something from nothing. But this makes it easy. So if you're hesitant about seed beads, this is the product that is going to make you love seed beads again. So same thing, just pulling those beads, pushing them up between those little strands, and then going across the top. Magnetic surface. Okay, so Carol says, I wonder if you could put the pattern on a magnet surface and use a small business card magnet to keep track of your rows that way. That is brilliant, Carol. That's a very good idea. Yeah, and Shelly, you agree. The loom makes it easier to use the seed beads. Absolutely. I mean, I'm a born-again seed bead user. So let's do one more. Do we have time to do one more row? Sure. I can't hear you, Amber, for some reason.
I had muted myself. Sorry, I had gone over to Facebook and I didn't want it to.
Oh, that's okay. No problem.
But yeah, I was talking. That's so funny.
Were you? I couldn't hear you. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Carol. Yeah, I love Coral. I think it's Coral. I apologize. Is it
Coral? I'm calling her Carol.
Yeah, I think it looks like Coral.
It does, but you know, shall I say it again? Vibes over here.
Yeah, I love that idea. You could even use like a cookie sheet from the dollar store and do the same thing and just magnetize it down.
Yeah, that's a very, very smart way of doing it as well.
Yeah. Yvonne, great question. Yvonne asked over on Facebook, is it possible to make earrings on the loom? Yes, Yvonne, Absolutely, it is. We actually started earrings last week and we will finish them up at the end of the month. So if you want to go and look back at last week's replay, you can either find it in the Jewel group, or you can also find it on YouTube. Yeah. And that will show. I started earrings last week. So.
Yes, and Nicole's talking about the beautiful shield beadboard. You're right on track there, Nicole. It is beautiful. And it works so lovely for the seed beads. So lovely.
Yeah.
So, let's see our next row then.
I agree. Sandra mentioned the inspirational texts that Jules sends out.
Yeah.
So, yes.
They are awesome.
If you didn't know, Jules has a texting number, and that's what our friend is mentioning there, Sandra. So, sorry, interrupted you there, Trish.
Oh, that's okay. I just was saying, we're starting the next triangle. You can see that the beginning bead is down there. Triangle, diamond, excuse me.
I knew what you meant.
I mean, they're both pointy, right?
The pointy thing.
They're both pointy. Okay. So we're going to pick up a couple more blue.
Yes, Shelley, the loom does make it so much easier to use seed beads.
Yes. Yes, you can ask Amber. That was not my forte, and now I own quite the stock.
And Carmen just joined in. Hi, Carmen. And you are welcome, Yvonne. And yeah, I agree with Nicole. I love the little shield. If you are interested in the shield, it is one of the items that comes with the large Wisdom Warrior. So it's part of that whole kit. So
yeah, that's very nice that comes with it. It's beautiful for sure, and very, very flexible in its uses. And it even has a little part on the corner here that has some cork, so you can just put your needle in there to hold it in between working. But these seed beads, when I do work with them, it on the loom, it is like a form of therapy for me. It's just very relaxing, and you can just see how it just becomes beautiful as you're just laying in those seed beads. I just love it.
Yeah.
How about we do one more row, and then you can go ahead and show them how to remove.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that.
Let's do one more row here, guys. So we have...
Can you move your paper over again and show them what you're looking at?
Sure. Here's our pattern. Okay. And so now I'm going to be doing this next row, guys. That one. Okay. Sorry, I just don't have enough room when my camera's close enough for you to see. It makes it a little difficult, but to show everything at one time, Okay, so we're just going to pick up one blue.
Great question, Anne. Anne asked if Jules carries more seed beads. Not at this time. We'll see what happens in the future. But right now, it comes just in the kits, not separately. So you can get seed beads with this kit and also with the beads in the bags kits.
Yes.
Yeah, Melissa, it is totally therapeutic.
And we get seed beads in our Creative Soul Jewel box sometimes too. Yes. I see Jules saying they're in a box waiting to be added. Okay, we can go for that.
Hey, surprise! Well, we didn't get to talk to Jules this week, so hey, I know she did enjoyed some bead shopping last week. So
yeah,
there you go, Anne. there's your answer.
Can't wait for that.
But let's see. Yvonne had a question.
Row, guys.
Yeah. How difficult is it to interchange using seed beads with other types and sizes and crystals? It is a great question. So, Yvonne, once again, go back and look at past videos with Trish and I, and also that Jules has done. We actually have made bracelets with a combo of seed beads and various other types of beads. So,
yeah, absolutely. Okay, Amber, this is what we've gotten so far, guys, but I think it's just coming out beautifully. And now Amber's going to show you the technique of removing the beaded bracelet from the Wisdom Warrior.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'll switch over here. Oh, gotta switch my... I have more than one camera, and I just have to remember.
Sometimes it's better to be simple, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
At least for me it is, because, you know.
Oh, I don't disagree. So, Trish was using the original Jewel Loom. And then this one is the small Wisdom Warrior. So, and then there's also a large Wisdom Warrior, which is like this one, but like twice the size. So as you can see, I have our bracelet here completed. So you want to make sure there's a couple different ways you can finish it off. You could go back through the seed beads, a couple rows if you'd like. It depends on the size of the seed beads sometimes. I like to go underneath and tie in some knots. And then I'm going to trim off my wildfire here. And I leave a little still there, and I'll trim that more down later. And then I try to get as close to the
Amber,
knob.
You are a little blurry there, honey.
Oh, I wonder why.
I'm not sure what's going on. Jules noticed it as well.
Oh, that is interesting. Not
Maybe
sure why.
Just give it a minute or two. It may clear up. It looks like it might be, actually.
Did it clear up?
Still slightly. Yeah, it's still blurry, honey. Sometimes if you, I put my hand up to my camera, it kind of focuses it. Yeah, sometimes if that's what's going on. It may just be there. That's better for sure. That's a lot better than it was.
All right, so we're good?
Oh, it's getting blurry again. It must be your connection. It happens.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know.
Huh.
But I think you can continue. It's clear enough now that we can see good enough.
Okay, I'm not sure. I am plugged right into the internet, so that is interesting. I don't know why that's happening.
It looks clear on Facebook and blurry on YouTube.
That's interesting.
It is. But like I said, for myself anyway, as I can see it, I can still see what you're doing there.
Okay, I apologize that that's... Yes, Coral, Facebook gremlins. Apologize that that's blurry, but I try to cut as close to the knob as possible. So I don't know why that's going on. I'll go back and clean that up later. Don't need to show you. I just go through and trim off and get my string off. So I want to cut all these extra loops, because what we'll do, can you still see me okay over there, Trish?
It's getting quite blurry. Yeah, blurry. Again, I can't even talk.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Let me see. Did that do anything?
Not really.
No, I don't know why it's saying my internet connection's poor.
That is odd, because you guys have such good internet there.
Yeah, and I'm plugged right in. Says I'm connected.
Oh, there's clearing up. It's clearing up a little bit, honey. That's okay.
I don't know why. Because it says here it's unstable, but it says on here I'm on the Ethernet, which means I'm plugged right into it. So I don't know.
Right.
All right. Well, what you'll do with your strings, sorry if you can't see me, I don't know if Trish has one she can show that's clearer.
I do not have one of those done,
Okay.
but I could certainly take one of the bracelets I have on my wisdom warrior off here.
Well, what you're going to go through is you're going to take all your warps and you're going to tie knots on the end so that your beads don't slide off.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nicole says sometimes the replay isn't blurry. Interesting. I don't know why that is. It looks clear. Thank you, Coral. Thank you for commenting. Yeah, maybe Melissa, maybe the weather is messing with it, or my teenagers are watching something that's taking all the power.
Yes, I threatened my husband. I'm like, don't you stream. Don't you do it.
Yeah. And my husband's not home. I can't ask him to tell them to stop. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, I see that it's, I don't know why it's blurry. I don't know.
It's all right, honey. Just keep going. I think we can get the idea on it from
all right.
what we
so
can
you go
see.
through and you knot them all.
Yep. So they're nice and snug down there on next to your beads.
And then we can move this beauty away. And what we can do is you take your glue. So this is a new container because all my glue dries up so fast. So this is E6000, or you can do hypo cement. And I just put a little bit on the top of each seed bead. And on the end where I just finished tied off. And then I'll let that sit and I will knot the other side.
And Jules did mention here not to pull too taut when you're doing your knots, as it will warp. Your warps will shift then on you.
Yes. It might be hard to see in the blurriness, but I'm just pulling it down till it hits the beads.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Like as if you're tying someone else's shoe and you don't want to tie it too tight on them.
Yes, exactly. That's a perfect way to describe it, actually.
So, snug but not tight. Do. So how are we doing? Any other questions?
Well, I'm looking through here. Everybody is totally agreeing that technology can be a bear. That's for sure.
Yes.
And Nicole says, I learned the best way to get a teenager's attention is to text them.
Yep. Very true, but I can't tie knots and text at the same time. So
if anyone has any questions, please feel free to type them in there, and we will certainly take care of you.
Yeah, we have Jules over at YouTube answering questions, and Trish is now on the other end of this helping answer questions. And yeah, you know what? While I'm finishing this up, I'm gluing. Trish, if you want to start counting comments from the top down, maybe.
Sure, I can do that.
I'm almost done here. So I'm going to trim this now that I've glued it. Trim it up there. And then with your kit, you get these beautiful side clasps. And they have a channel in them. Let's see if I can get it. How are we looking? There we go.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good now, actually. Not too bad at all.
So as you can see, there's a channel there, and it opens on both ends. I actually had the E6000, but I have used hypo cement too. That was my hypo cement's all dried up, so that was why I used that. But more often than not, yeah, mine's all dried, the hypo cement. Yeah, so I really do like hypo cement. But so as you can see, there's an opening. That was Jules commenting on over on YouTube, if you're wondering. So then I take the open end and I line up the seed beads in that channel. And I'm going to slide it down carefully so you don't pull any seed beads off. There we go. And then I take some handy dandy pliers and carefully bend down the end. So there we go. And I will trim that up. There's one end.
Okay, let's see here, honey. Yvonne has a question. She says, another question. Is it easier when ending your project to weave just the thread back and forth a couple of times through all of your threads instead of using glue?
I do both most of the time.
Yeah, I agree. I do both as well. You want to make sure that's nice and secure. You don't want anything to fall off, that's for sure.
Yes,
I would
Prudent.
use both.
Prudent had a question. Are there different size ends for different size beads?
Yes.
Yes, and there's different lengths too.
Yeah.
And Sherry commented she does both.
Yep. I think that's fairly common.
So once again, remember that there's a channel in there. And you carefully line your warps up and the seed beads. But as you can see, there's a lot of room in there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's still a good amount of room in there for larger seed beads. So, and then slide it down carefully.
There you go. It's looking good.
And you close it up. Sometimes you can close them up with your finger. And I would let the glue dry, but there you have it.
Yeah.
So that is our bracelet the kit we're giving away tonight. So yay! We have a bunch more comments there.
I got them.
Oh, great. Trisha's been on top of that. So I will switch my camera around. Thank you for all your awesome questions tonight and everything.
Yes, absolutely. And for your input. We love it. That's how we all learn.
Yeah. I didn't do going back tonight only because of time. But yeah, and because sometimes going back through seed beads can take a little time, so you don't break them when they're this small. You just have to be really careful not to break them going back through. But I do highly recommend that. I was doing that for time's sake.
And Yvonne, do not worry. We are here to answer your questions, honey, and help you along the way. That's what we're here for. Ask as many questions as you would like. We are here.
Yeah, please ask away. We love the questions.